the front court, and they keep bringing aggressive pressure. So they'll run at the ball. I mean, they'll just leave their man and attack the ball. So if we're not good with the dribble, and if we're not basically being on the drive and looking for the drive and kick, looking for the straight line drive, that'll play right into their hands. They can do a lot of things. They can take a lot of chances because they have such a good inside player, shot blocking presence, length presence, in Daniel Gafford. And they have other players, Reggie Chaney, people like that are really quick and aggressive and tough. Chaney might be one of the better defenders in our league. So to me, there's not many weaknesses there. I mean, there's not many things you look at and say, okay, we can get away with this. It's another one of these games where the margin for error is going to be extremely low. We can't go into an environment like that and give up live ball turnovers the way that we have. And at the same time, we can't come down and fall into some type of trap of trying to create offense that's not there because there's too much length, there's too much physicality. They shoot the ball extremely well. Isaiah Joe is one of the better shooters, one of the better pure shooters we will have seen anywhere. Certainly one of the best in our league. And I got a lot of respect for Mike Anderson. I've been coaching against him since I was at Marquette and he was at UAB, and haven't gone against him in a while, but I know what level of intensity, what level of stick-to-itiveness, and most importantly, they're one of those teams when you talk about you got to play harder longer, they are the epitome of that. They play hard for a very long time.
Have you been in this arena? Have you coached in this arena?
No, never have. Another arena that I've never coached in, so no.
What's the availability of Jordan Harrison? Is Rayshon fine?
Rayshon is better. Rayshon is better. Fine, I wouldn't go with yet, but better. I don't anticipate Jordan Harris tomorrow, so we'll hopefully that'll keep getting better. There's no way to really. We're definitely treating him for the concussion symptoms, and I think that's more than saying he's got a concussion. It's really treating him for the symptoms that shows because he is improving, and so we'll just kind of wait and see as we go through that part of it.
Something with Ty Fagan as well. He didn't play the other day.
Yeah, he was injured. He hurt his Achilles the other day in the game. And I mean, think about that. I mean, the three injuries. We were fortunate to keep Nick, but he was banged up in that. Tried a little bit Thursday, tried a little bit Friday, but he couldn't do as much. We were really hoping for a game time, be better, that morning on Saturday, and he wasn't. So we didn't even risk it. But we'll see today. I think he's better, but as far as availability, I'm not sure.
Those are scary injuries to take a chance with, aren't they?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And I'm not. I mean, this is where the trainers and doctors come in. I just, our whole thing, not my whole thing, with any of those type of things would be even when you're injured, there's always something. We got to keep them engaged, right? I mean, it's we've had a lot of chair shooting over the years with guys because they might be in a boot, right? Might be coming off a lower body injury, but they can still work on their form and technique. I think the most important thing, you never let somebody feel like they're off to the side, right? I don't want a player feeling that way. I don't coach that way. And you want them engaged as much as they can possibly be, because when they come back, you're trying to shorten up that window of what it's going to take for them to get back in the game, knowing that there is some. But that's why we just try to really have we just had a meeting a little bit ago about it. That day-to-day, where we at, where do we project it? What can we do today to help them be better? Not only medically, but mentally.
Coach, you mentioned dealing with success is something this team has struggled with this year. Did you see anything?
I haven't mentioned it lately.
That's what I'm saying. Did you see anything leading up to the Texas game that you think you can carry forward?
I think they played really well in that game. I mean, that game was, that was a stat sheet eye popper, right? And the offensive skill, but also the 26 turnovers, right? I mean, there were a lot of things that you wouldn't put in the same stat sheet and see a win with, but that's what you have to do. You have to be able to find a way to win. And the most important thing for us right now is to make sure that we're correcting the biggest mistakes. Is we don't attack the press like that. I mean, we don't run up and run to the corners. And again, some of the press offense was without Rayshon, and it's we've had some tough endings when he's not there. I mean, he is a really, really good passer, really good receiver, a good decision maker, good free throw shooter. And he brings a stabilizing presence, along with Nick. So it really hurts when you lose a guy like that. But we're not running up into the corner and allowing ourselves to be trapped. We don't ever practice that. But sometimes the pressure of the game makes that happen. So, there's no room for us to look at it and say, it's a great feeling. And I didn't look at it at all like it was a relief. I think they absolutely earned the victory. Wanted to win, put a lot into it, like they have every game, and they were rewarded with it because we played consistently better longer. Not great, but better longer. And there's no reason for anybody in here right now when you're in this league to rest on anything. We got to get better with our press offense. We've got to get better with our defense. Certainly, we got to get better with our being up into the ball. We got to get better with our communication on screening. They caught us sometimes coming out of timeouts where it was not as complex a play as it was just poor communication together. And we got to keep building on what we're doing well.
We talk
Just
about
make
playing-
sure we're cutting and doing those type of things.
When we talk about playing better longer and carrying more